It's Week 7 of the National Football League.
And up next, we'll get a look at Patrick Mahomes. He's 5th in the NFL in passing yards entering this week.
It's the Chiefs and the Texans.
And it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Glad to have you with us, football fans. Kate Scott and Brock Hewitt up here in the broadcast booth. And Brock, one side with a clear advantage coming into this one. Coming off the bye week, while their opposition, well, not only are they less rested, but they're coming off a big L as well.
Just a reality. I'm sorry. Just a reality of the NFL that every season you're going to catch somebody coming off a bye or in more time to rest up than you did. And if you feel sorry for yourself, well, you're probably going to lose. When these games come along, it's time to grit your teeth and work even harder on those tired legs. You're going to see a lot of teams in that spot.
Not a kicker or a punter here, Brock. It's safety Justin Reed to get this one going. And we're off and running from Houston. This return makes it up to the 25. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading the way is their fourth-year QB.
A bit of an uneventful outing individually last week, Kate. A touchdown and a pick for him, but the lasting memory, well, there's no question about it. Walking off that field with the loss, that stings. No doubt he feels he could have done more to prevent that result, so expect to see a motivated individual taking snaps here this week.
Throwing on their first play. Looking right, and he finds him. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 1. Completes it to his running back, Zach Moss. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
His pass is complete. That's Zay Flowers. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
They are throwing it again. Finds him over the middle. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Trent McDuffie getting there for the stop. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Slot receiver headed left. From the 39. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Throw on 3rd down. Catch is made down the right sideline. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and ducking the ball.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Pass it down close. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot. Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. Ooh, that looked like a pick for a second, but it hits the end zone grass. They are very fortunate to get this one back, but now they've got 4th down. Now it's Kaimi Fairbairn on to try it for the Texans. This is a chip shot from the left hash. Everly's kick is good. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Here's Ford on the return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. So here come the Chiefs, taking the field for their first drive of the game. Leading them out, someone who, Brock, I think needs less introduction than anyone in the NFL today. It's Patrick Mahomes.
As you take the field coming off of a bye week, you really want to take advantage of what you just did. The self-scouting, the evaluating of yourself over the early part of this season, and make sure you capture what you want to do and what you have to do over the rest of the season.
Mahomes got to throw on this first play. Completed over the middle. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Edger and Cooper there to make the stop. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Quick throw completed by Mahomes. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Pistol now for Mahomes. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
It's exactly how you draw it up defensively. A 3-and-out and a sack on top of it. Create that negative play. Create a little doubt in that quarterback's mind. And offensively, well, that's the worst way to start it. No rhythm, no tempo, and now you give the ball right back to the opponent.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Call that one a 44-yard punt. And it's going to be Texans football. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They'll run here. It's Zach Moss who gets it. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line.
You know, some of these tight ends today, you could put 2 guys, heck, put 3 guys on them, and they still find a way to make those catches. With how they move at their size, they really are the ultimate matchup advantage.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Short pass brought in. And he gets this forward to the 19.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Brought in right side. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. Here we go.
Still sticking with the passing game. The throw is caught. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
You know, kid, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Running on 2nd with Moss. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. Now it's Kaimi Fairbairn on to try it for the Texans. A very short kick here from the right hash. Everly's kick is good. And another field goal makes it 6-0 for them.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Dallas Flowers now on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Chiefs and their running back about to get back to work. And you can see he's done his part on offense this season, sitting second right now in the league in rushing touchdowns. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. Completed to his running back. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Called in by Worthy. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Throwing on 1st down, Mahomes. And wow, nearly a pick on that check down. A bit lucky that he couldn't hang on to it, and it fell incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Again, Mahomes to throw. Into the hands of Samuel, complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be 1st down, Kansas City. Throwing again, Mahomes. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. They kick the running back in motion. Back to the air, Mahomes. Finds his man, it's Worthy. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot.
And he's in for the Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs find the end zone for 6. So he finds his man in space, and then the wideout takes advantage. Nice finish there to take it in for 6.
Yeah, no question about it. We know points are always a premium in this league, and this really becomes a 3 to 4 point play, right? When you don't have to settle for field goals, you could throw it underneath, and your receivers do that much damage in the open field and score a touchdown. That's big time.
That one splits the uprights, and they'll take the lead. Reed now to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. That one's complete, right side. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Second and 15. Caught, nice gain left side. And he's in! Touchdown, Houston! The Texans just need 2 snaps to steal the lead. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Point after, up and good by Fairbairn. And the Texans push their lead to 6. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Here's Ford on the return. He's got a lane up past the 30. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35.
At their own 35-yard line.
First and 10, it's Mahomes. Searches from the pocket. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. About set for the second quarter. Chiefs football here. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with first and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's able to drive them forward into the red zone. Good rip on first down. That brings up second and 2. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards. But Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. Third down, it's Mahomes. Finds him over the middle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Up and good from Blankenship. And that cuts the lead in half, down to 3.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Raleigh's set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now we get a look at this Texans offense. They're still on a skid, up to 6 straight losses now, Brock, but things may finally be looking up. They've got the lead here. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. They'll come out throwing. Completed over the middle. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
From the 32. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the first down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it sets up a Houston first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Back to throw. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete. He was hoping to get it to Tank Dell there. And it sets up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
They'll try and throw it here. Dumped off to his running back. And he'll take it past the midfield stripe and start the push into Chiefs territory.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. That's caught for the first. And he's out of bounds after getting this one to the opposing 45-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Throwing now off play action. Finds a man right side. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out. 2nd and 3 now.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 38. Completed to Flowers. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And it sets up a Houston 1st.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Still sticking with the passing game. That's much too high and out of the end zone. Incomplete.
Well, QB put it pretty close to the sideline to begin with, and the defender, look at him, just put his little hand right out there and just encouraged it to fall out of bounds.
2nd and 10 now. Has it down close. Touchdown, Houston. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Texans make it a 10-point ball game. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Here's Ford on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Chiefs and Xavier Worthy back in possession here. And he's in the midst of a phenomenal season. Right now you can see he's 2nd in the league in touchdown receptions. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Receiver in motion going left. Mahomes on 1st and 10. That's him on the quick hitter. And that's good for a gain of 5. Kamari Lassiter getting up there to make the stop. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Running back sent in motion. Here's 2nd and 5. Caught by the open man. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Called in by Worthy. And he's able to get this down to the 36. 2nd and 3 now. Another throw for Mahomes. Finds him on the crossing route. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
13 yards. First down, Chiefs.
Again, Mahomes to throw. Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender had it in his hands, but he dropped it. It's incomplete. Second down coming up. Sending a receiver left. Throwing again, Mahomes. A quick throw is swatted away, incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Kate, that's a really nice play in coverage. That linebacker looking like a cornerback on that play. Perhaps those cover guys could take some notes and have to stay in position, and most importantly, swat that pass away.
Third and long for him here. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Couldn't find Deebo Samuel on that throw. So that brings up fourth and long. The Chiefs bring on Harrison Butker for the field goal. From the right hash, this is going to be a 41-yarder. Up and good from Blankenship. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead 7.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
His return starts at the 5. He's got a lane up past the 30. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. The Texans headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He's been putting up some numbers early in this contest. They kick the running back in motion. Trying to throw here out of the gun. And that's completed right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And the Texans are going to have a first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. To the air now on 1st and 10. Low right side, Dale has it. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And it sets up a Houston first. Back now, pressure on its way. No luck on the connection. It's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. The throw is caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans take a 13-point lead. Zach Moss, the touchdown. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock. Getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners. There'll be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game.
Yeah.
That's well done.
Fairbairn connects on the extra point. And the Texans double their lead to 14. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Here's Ford on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And they have made it no secret that they want to go his way in this game, right? And the results so far, I'd say very promising. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And we'll pause here for an injured Texans player. Looks like he's shaken up, and they'll get someone out there to look at him. Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Another try following the sack. On target to Worthy. And he's up across the 20 before going out of bounds. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. The Texans bringing out an extra DB. Third down coming up. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? And we chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he makes the fair catch inside the 45. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Brought in right side. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Jacorian Bennett there for the tackle.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
From the 48. He rolls to his right. That one goes for 25 yards. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
You know, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
Dell now in motion right. Back to pass on 1st and 10. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. This one intended for the running back. So it'll be 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That one's incomplete over the middle.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
And he's tackled for a short gain. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. Kaimi Fairbairn out there now to try a field goal for the Texans on this 4th down. From the right hash, this is going to be a 41-yarder. Everly's kick is good. And that makes this a 3-score game.
Give him the first half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range, and he's delivering.
Here's Ford on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Throwing on 1st down, Mahomes. He lofts it deep left. That one's cut at the 10-yard line. Timeout taken by Kansas City. It's 2nd. Running back sent in motion. From the red zone now. And they will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs chop some of the lead off before the half. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
Butker to try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Chiefs cut the lead down to 10.
30. Chiefs 20.
That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Texans ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. All right, keeping it simple, they're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. He's going to throw this one. Ferguson's got it, complete. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Just before halftime, we get a timeout, take it. New set of downs for him from the 46. Throwing now on first down. He's going to push one deep. He's got it. Looks like the feet are in bounds, too. Oh, I don't believe it. They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. We've reached our halftime intermission with the Texans currently in front in Houston. Now we'll send you east to our studios in Orlando. That's where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to bring you the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin up in the Steel City, Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, where it was the visiting Dolphins who come away victorious on the road. Devon Achane, over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run. From there, we head on over to Wisconsin to check on the Packers at home at Lambeau Field. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Chicago Bears. Romeo Doubs, well over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were winners in their ball game over the visiting Dallas Cowboys. 28-17, your final score.
No need for halftime. We'll just keep it right here and get started with the third quarter. The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. He stopped on the return at the 27. Out comes Kansas City. Its offense has it first to start quarter number 3. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. Connects on the crosser. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
First and 10 from the 41. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Completed over the middle. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Edger and Cooper there to make the stop. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Had that one, but just couldn't see it through. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Another throw for Mahomes. Hits him on the out route. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it'll be first down, Kansas City.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the Combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. It's a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
It is cut left side. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Another carry for him. And he'll have a short pickup down to the 17. Throwing is Mahomes. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown. The Chiefs cut into the lead coming out of halftime. That one not easy, Brock. Threading the needle there. There was a lot of traffic in the end zone, but he found his man.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised decision, but when you give your receiver a chance, that's what...
So we've got a stoppage now. Figured this might be coming. We're going to take another look to see if this was indeed a touchdown. Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials.
No change to the call on the field. That play's going to remain a touchdown. Butker with the extra point. And the Chiefs cut it to a field goal game.
Chiefs 27.
Raleigh set up and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Return coming from the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Texans are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, they're out and set, 1st and 10. Empty backfield now. The running back motions out left. Throwing quickly, but it's incomplete. Looking for the back that time. And it's going to be 2nd down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Short pass brought in. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. 3rd and just 2 to go. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. He's dropping back to throw. It's caught, Ferguson. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
I'll tell you what that deflection right there, Kate, tells me. That defense was following and reading the quarterback's eyes, knew exactly where that throw was going. And it takes a little bit of intuition, a little bit of feel. He's able to get his hands on it and knock it out of bounds.
He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there, no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
On to punt on 4th down, it's Bradley Pinion. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. He punted a couple of times last week in their loss, and now gets this one away. And that's out. We're just waiting for the spot. They're going to say it cleared the sideline over top the 14. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Tight end going in motion here. Mahomes on 1st and 10. Complete out to the right. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Kamari Lassiter getting up there to make the stop. 2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 17. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's Mahomes. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do get home with that sack.
They kick the running back in motion. Another try following the sack. Completed to his running back. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. And stop coming from Henry To'o. Now hang on, looks like somebody came out after that play a little shaken up. Not sure we saw exactly what happened, but he'll get some assistance now. 3rd and long for Mahomes. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And it's a turnover. The defense has it.
You know, Kate, we talk about these wide receivers all the time and their incredible body control, but I'll say this, these pass rushers in this day and age, the body control they have to get home on these sacks, but more importantly, to create these strip sacks is so hard to do, and that is a master's class in how to take the ball away. Well done.
Here come the Texans as they get set to take over on offense. They've certainly had no issue scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. Throwing now, following the turnover. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have 2nd down coming up. Setting up a throw. The throw is caught. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Looking to the air here. That one's incomplete in the end zone.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
A 26-yard attempt.
Everly's kick is good, and that'll double their lead to 6.
But when we start discussing who their most dependable scorer is in this game, I don't think it's one of these skill guys, not even the quarterback, who comes to my mind first. I'll bring up this kicker. He's now a perfect 4 for 4 on field goals and contributing big time to this lead.
Flowers now to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. To the air, Mahomes. And he's going to be marked down about 4 yards away from that 1st down marker.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3. Hits his running back. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down.
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate. And we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
Running back sent in motion. Throwing on first down, Mahomes. And they're going to tag a defender with this one.
Pass interference. Defense.
And it's as we expected, partner. We call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give him that first down. First down throw, Mahomes. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Trying again, following the sack. He'll get this to Samuel. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed. Let's see what they went with on third down. Here's Mahomes now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up fourth down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
The Chiefs bringing out their punt team. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he's out of bounds. Not the return that he had drawn up. No way. And actually loses yards.
At their own 13-yard line.
The drive starts with a run by Moss. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's the Texans in possession of it, needing to preserve that lead over 1 final quarter. Second down now, 7 to go. Moss with another carry. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again. Chiefs in a nickel set for this third down call. They'll throw it. Complete to Dell. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And it sets up a Houston first.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
At the 33-yard line.
Here's a throw. Completed to Flowers. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Now looking to throw. Dell with the grab. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. They gain 14 on the play. And the Texans are going to have a first down. New set of downs for him from the 46.
46-yard line.
First and 10, looking to throw. Ferguson's got it, complete. And he works this to the 38 before going down. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short.
At the Chiefs' 38-yard line.
From the 38. That's more on the quick slant. And they get this down to the 28. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it sets up a Houston first. Running out of the gun with Moss. And he's taken down with a short gain to the 25. Give him a few yards on that run. It's second and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7.
They motion Dell over left. From the 25 on second down. Connection made to Dell. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Moss gets it from the gun. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Throwing on second and 8. Has it down close. And in for the Houston touchdown. I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here. But his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his second touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game?
Yep.
Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. So now the Texans decide not to pull the offense. They're not kicking. They're going for 2. He's throwing for it. And he has it inside the end zone. That's going to add 2 to their lead here late. Ooh, they get the 2 out of it. Nicely done, but into double coverage there. Feels like they might have gotten away with one there, Brock.
You know what you call that, Kate? You call that a quarterback's best friend. These receivers all the time will tell the QB in the huddle, just give me a chance, bro. Just give me a chance. Just put it up there.
Yep.
And that quarterback did, and the receiver delivers.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Here's Ford on the return. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. Offense heading out now for the Chiefs. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. On first and 10, here's Mahomes. He goes back to him yet again, complete. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
Escapes out to the left. He can run it. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it'll be first down, Kansas City.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. This one falls incomplete.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
The tight end going in motion right. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Short pass brought in. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down. From the red zone now. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. This one intended for the running back. So that brings up second down. Running back, motioning right. Again, Mahomes to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. Third and a lone yard coming up. Another throw for Mahomes. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Desperation time here on fourth. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in four-down territory, down a couple scores here in the fourth. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
They'll get this drive started. First and 10. They'll come out throwing. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
3rd and 4 coming up now.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he takes this beyond the 25 before going out. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Now a give up the middle to Moss. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That's 16 on the pickup. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
That takes us to the 2-minute warning in Houston. Texans nearing their first win of the season. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Right back to Moss now. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Up the gut, they go with Moss. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout. They'll throw on 3rd and long. Dell's got it near the sideline. And he goes out, just needed one more step there to reach midfield.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And this is the punt you want every time. He bounces out of bounds and sticks them inside their own 10. The Chiefs are out once again. Their offense led by Patrick Mahomes. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. And that's incomplete, but he might have done a little too much to cause that. Flag comes out, and this could be interference.
Defense.
So a little too much contact on the part of the defender, and the officials flag him for it. First down throw, Mahomes hits his running back. And this one does not go far. From the 22 on second down. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. Great defensive effort to reject that one. And that takes them to third down. Here he is to throw. That's caught for the first. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Back to the air, Mahomes. Hits his tight end on the corner route. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Throwing again, Mahomes. Brought in right side. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Off play action, it's Mahomes.
Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you'd like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
That one's cut along the left sideline. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. So it's the Texans who defend their building and take the win. And this was the type of response you always hope to see after a loss, Brock. Get right back out there and find a way to win the following week.